we got to put him at risk by attacking in his office.
Raptors would not be at risk. He can handle himself fairly well.
In his current state?
Most likely defeat all of us.
And if he's not a chaos beast or whatever,
then he will get a little bit mad at me. That's
a little bit.
If he's not a chaos beast, then he's acting here on the High Druid's command, and he will not have the freedom to do whatever he wants. May look unprofessional, but at this moment we're looking at losing everything regardless.
And what will Lord Raptors do if we burst into his office and start his assault? He may strike us down.
Assault? We would not assault in there. We would simply confront Ajax. Ask him if he's a chaos beast.
And he says no.
Probably yes.
So
where do we go from there?
Lead to anything.
Perhaps not.
I prefer we confronting him outside of town if we have that option.
Is it known if he has like a horse or something? Or he, like, would he be easy to follow, or does he turn into like a bird or a pixie or something?
From what would be known around the Arcane College, whenever he leaves, he turns into a flight animal, and along with him and his druidic envoys, they take off and fly.
Son of a bitch.
But you did say he was after you, right?
Perhaps, yeah. But he probably also has an idea, has a purpose in visiting Lord Raptors constantly.
Of course he does.
And he might not attack us until he has done with that.
If he, however, gets information that you're out on some errand or something, he might follow you.
He might, but it might also be a goose chase, and he might finish whatever he has done here with Lord Raptors first and then deal with us. That is what we would do.
That's probably what he's going to do, yes.
Meaning we have to strike the first blow.
I imagine he's not sleeping inside the city.
No, he leaves as a bird every night. Into the forest somewhere.
Yes, then we could follow him there, I suppose.
It's hard to follow a bird in the city.
It is.
But even by horseback, we won't be able to keep track of him.
And on horseback, you wouldn't be able to move that much quicker due to the fact that Newport has over 30,000 people, adults living inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
You could hire hunters or archers to shoot at the birds, but...
I'm sure he's not going that far into the forest. We could simply just taunt him into confronting us. Call him out, so to speak.
No.
We couldn't?
That doesn't work. He's a coward at heart. He will only fight when he has to or knows that he can win. I have taunted him before. I do somewhat believe that attacking him inside the college would almost be the best choice. That would force him to reveal his chaos beast nature to everyone.
I don't know where.
It says if he is killed regardless, I will be to blame, and if it is here, then at least people will see.
How sure are you that you would be the one taking the fall?
I'm pretty sure all of us would.
Lynn says, you are new to this group, and I think As I have been very much speaking for most of us in many situations. I could take the fall. I have enough sway here that I could take the fall.
I would also say, if you were to create a large enough scene, speak outwardly enough so people could hear, potentially, you may draw more attention to yourself than us.
I would rather be responsible for my own actions than let someone take the fall.
The frown says, yes, I know. That's very, very heroic of you. However, the punishment will be the same for 2 people or for 1. Might as well just have one person take it. Regardless, would you really throw your life away if this happens to be it? If we are condemned to death, would you really throw your life away rather than stay here in this world and do something good? He's a little angry. If you can survive, don't let your honor get in the way of saving people's lives.
I would rather come up with a better plan.
Time is not on our side.
You don't have to stay with me when we do this. You can stay in your room if you so desire. It will lessen the chance of us winning, but maybe then all is dead, you can come up with a better plan. Regardless, I'm not sure this will be something we should do today. We do have an invitation from Everett Lavelle. Not showing up would be rather rude, especially if we hope to gain something from it later.
Is that today?
Isn't it today? Thought it was today. Might be tomorrow.
The event is at 5 p.m. this evening. Yes.
Yeah.
Then I better clean my fine clothes.
I just hope it's not too late.
We also have the problem with Blue Eyes and Harlequin's flask. What do you suppose we do about that? Should we just storm the place? Or?
When Ajax is dealt with, we will go in there and we will inspect their. Arnold did say something about a hidden basement. Yes.
I have some information
that. See what we can find. If we make them angry, well, so be it. Arnold already hates us. Might as well antagonize some more people.
I have gotten some information that one of my lost kin might be there.
From whom?
From whom?
Yes.
From Edwin and Marinda. I think they were the 2 bodyguard-looking fellows at the Winch and Chain, so I'm not sure how reliable the information is, but still something I want to find out.
Multiple things pointing in the same direction. What did they want? They just came here to tell you that, free of charge.
They wanted to take him back to Axis.
Your family member?
No. Blue Eyes.
Oh, that makes more sense. Why did they want that? Are they some sort of imperial authority, or...?
I do not know. Presumably to bring him to justice, or some such. Maybe as some... Maybe he has been there before and done something. I'm not sure.
They showed you some sort of imperial decree, or...?
No.
No. And this is not just the Black Fang wanting to eliminate someone who has been telling too much, or knows too much.
That might just
us deliver them to him, and then... Regardless,
I was considering that.
We will go and knock a few heads together. See what happens.
I guess we should make sure we cover any other business we have, such as I mentioned this already to you, Dwohurim, but at least for Tempus, I don't know about if the other 2 of you have heard about it. Newport did have the Orb of Storms for a short time.
So, Klaus says yes, we know that much.
I've already told you this bit, Dwohurim, but well, I have good reason to believe that its new location is with within the Viscount of Wrath under the Lich King.
How did you come by that information
yes,
again?
how did you come by the information?
Well, what is the easiest way of putting this? looks to the dwarf who's conspicuously turning around.
Yes.
Well, the simplest way of putting it is he wanted to gloat.
And the longer version?
The Viscount of Wrath, even though I have not accepted an order from him in many years now, decided to send a spirit to me, basically acting as a messenger pigeon, or gloating that indirectly our actions have allowed him to get hold of the Orb of Storms.
He would care so much about you, Leon, that he would send a personal shade with this message just to gloat.
And to also gloat about the fact that maybe he's getting promoted to Prince, which is just even more news. And he finished off with a scare that apparently even the Lich King might be keep having an eye on me now. I dread the thought.
And why does he have such interest in you?
If I knew that, it'd make my life so much easier.
Or you might not just
there
tell
were
us.
a picture in Milko's manner of you, looking like you with another name.
She did not. She said that was not me, which unfortunately doesn't. Either she's lying, or, well, if she's
She has
lying,
prepared to be utterly truthful in her actions.
in which case, I'm not entirely sure what's going on.
Fathers and sons sometimes look very similar to one another.
But identical? Well, minus scars.
Looks very identical.
Paintings can be misleading.
Regardless, it's good that we're aware of it. Don't see what we can do about it right now.
It's just, I thought it was good to get it out there that he has the Orb of Storms. He's going to try activating it. I have a feeling he'll be more successful than the Arcane College was.
We will go to Everett Lavelle's party. See what's going on there, and then tomorrow we will...
We do have time before that, though.
Yes, we do, but I don't think we're about knocking heads around too much. We could try to attack Ajax beforehand. Might just be...
I thought we could go to the Horgan's Flask, actually. Might not take much long.
I think that will take even longer, actually. There'll be guard affairs and reports to write and casualties. And the idea was to not get all bloody before going to the fancy party.
We don't have to write the reports right away, and nice. If there is a
Skulls
fight,
will be cracked all over us. And we go there, we will not leave in a nice way, I think.
Probably.
If we find what we're looking for, well, that's gonna be bad. And if we don't, it's also gonna be bad.
What do the rest of you think about confronting Ajax right now? Looks to the rest of the party.
Well, unfortunately we don't know exactly how long everything in the Harlequin's Blast will take. With Ajax at least, well, if we're correct, it should take only a short time. If we're incorrect...
Yes, but how do you feel about the actual plan to just storm in and attack him?
Storm into the meeting... I do not feel they're as keen of, though, but otherwise, I mean, if we're correct, he needs to be eliminated.
If we storm into the meeting, we might catch him doing something he shouldn't be.
Such as?
I don't know. Treptus is powerful, but even his will could be broken in some way.
Do you think he's trying to control him?
I don't know whether that's possible. But corruption, draining willpower, many such things should be unheard of.
From the Archmage's background here, like, already the concept that a Chaos Beast could exist as Ajax does is complete anathema, since the very sort of definition of the chaotic creatures which you saw in the Behemoth is that it's formless, like a giant fucking amoeba ooze-like thing that constantly shifts and shit. So whatever Ajax is, if Aurelia Melkor was entirely truthful to you, he's in his own category.
Besides, we already killed one of the biggest Chaos Beasts, and I mean, you know, there's probably something worse.
We don't know, and that's the problem.
The real fear about doing it there is that perhaps Teraptus wouldn't quite agree to stand down.
He, however, has agreed to let us do whatever is necessary.
Yes, as long as we don't involve him.
I don't think that... Yeah, exactly. And he didn't let us do whatever we wanted, simply... Yeah.
Is he in there with his druid allies?
His druidic envoys do sit in there on the meetings every single day.
Do Teraptus have anyone in with him?
No, Lord Teraptus sits in there on his own. It's possible that perhaps someone more diplomatic than Lord Teraptus would handle this shit normally. That person's probably dead. There's been a shadow war, and there's been like a catastrophic explosion. Arcane College is a bit undermanned.
How bad could it possibly be, though?
He is an envoy of the High Druid, yes?
Maybe. According to his word, he is. It's not like the High Druid makes letters.
Well, suppose he is. And...
We attack him. And manage to defeat him. Then we are punished.
If we're attacking, the High Druid might be somewhat crossed at that.
Yes, and I might be delivered to her personally. And if that happens, then so be it. Then you all go kill Aurelia Melkor. Rip the roots of her family out of the earth. And she knows that will happen. So I don't think she would be lying.
She might also just go away if that happens.
She might. Yes. But I will not let it come to a war. That is what I know Ajax wants. If he's working for the High Druid, I know he wants a war. And if not to influence the decision, why kill your superior to take his place? With power you've gained for a month or so.
What kind of system is that when you kill someone and get their position? Doesn't make any sense.
A wild system. Like a flock of wolves. Pack. It is also, as far as I understand, untraditional. But it is his way, predatory, raging. And just to point out what sort of negotiations this is, the first time we met him, he made a polite request of us and then sent a couple of direwolves against us.
Oh yes, I have.
He's not requesting with Dol Raptors, he's negotiating. Oh, we know the old man could be strained up and bleeding.
I very much doubt that. Nevertheless, if what you say is true, we must find a way to stop him.
Yes. I have for this morning prepared just the kind of powerful spell that should be able to force him out of his glamoured form or some such. Shot him with my full power.
Isn't there some other way, some magical means we could use to force him to show his form or to track him or something?
To be honest, there might be, but I am not a strong enough mage to handle such magic. My focus was never... I've dabbled in the high arcane, but I have spent too much time on the practical things, the things that are useful to really go too deep into scrying or tracking or such a thing. Is there ways in which you could reveal it? I do not know of one. To be honest, I don't even know how he would hide the fact that he has this chaos power, but it makes it rather difficult to remove it, whatever it is. Go in there.
Makes it a bit less likely that he actually is a chaos creature.
Strike at him as fast and hard as possible. Either he transforms or he goes down. Traptors won't even need to do anything. If Ajax doesn't see it, it doesn't really matter.
And you're sure about this?
That this is what I want to do, or that this is going to work?
That this is going to work, if he actually is a chaos beast.
Well, either it's going to work or he's going to die. So, if he has chaos power, he's probably going to use it. It also means we can't kill him outright. We need him barely alive.
What do we need him alive for if he is a chaos beast?
He needs to exert the power. If he simply is killed without using any of it, then we would have no proof.
And simply killing him wouldn't break the spell, so to speak.
Maybe it would. I don't know. Regardless, killing him is better than not doing so, so if it comes down to that, at least we've gotten rid of a horrible diplomat, and maybe someone more diplomatic could be put in his stead. As long as I'm there to take the fall. I think it could probably be justified with my prior history with him that I went mad in the attempt to find out enemies, and paranoia and whatnot got me, and I ended up striking at him, convincing you all to help me, or magically charming you, or some such. Sure, we could figure something out.
You did have that instrument with charm person after all.
I just feel there has to be another way. A better way.
Sometimes there isn't a better way. We can either sit and brood about it, we can do something to help people not die. Look, it says, why should we play by their rules? These laws right now are only benefiting them. If we are the only ones to follow them, then what's the purpose of them?
Are you saying we should become like them?
No, but if it is illegal to catch criminals, would you then rather do nothing or become a criminal?
There's a
yourself?
reason you need proof. So that innocents won't get hurt.
Ajax is not innocent.
Perhaps not. But there's
Neither
still a
am
reason.
I. In many ways. Our people have always been known for being decisive, firm and strong in mind. Those are things I think are virtues. Our profession has always been dominated by people who act while thinking, rather than do the thinking and then act when it's too late. We live a life of risk, reward, and I can promise you that if you help me take down Ajax, I will do my utmost to help you find your family. We each have our own things from the past. Knowledge we have that we cannot really explain how or why we hold. So be it. I know he's a bad person. Just you know you want to find your family. You might know that they're alive without proof.
I trust it, Will. I do.
But
I don't know if this will lead to more good than bad.
as Trep just said, things are desperate. And I do not want to put more on his plate. Taking this off of him for a little while at least will let him get some rest. He needs it. And he is twice the mage that I am. More, perhaps.
Well,
what do you think, Tempus?
Between the choices of killing Ajax and all these other choices?
Between killing Ajax now or waiting till tomorrow?
Ajax has already screwed us over quite a lot. He's always antagonized us, he's pushed us buttons. I still don't know why we didn't kill him.
Grim gives Tempest a smile and says, "You always were a bit of a criminal, but... well, you're the best sort there is."
Because I agree with you?
But yes, mostly. It's refreshing once in a while.
Dwohurim.
Surely that says more about you than me.
These rocks. You, Leon?
I'm up for trying this.
thank you, Aurelia.
Geráck and Aurelia. Lord Treptus introduced you to us, said that you might be able to do what we do. If you're not up for this sort of work, maybe you should... well, I'm sure the town guard are looking for people.
I never said that I disagreed with your opinion. I was simply hesitant to voice just that. If this Ajax is as disruptive of an influence as you think, then it hardly matters whether or not he is a chaos beast or associated with the Free. If he was, it would simply make it easier to deal with the consequences later. It would, of course, be preferable to handle taking care of him in a less confrontal manner, I suppose. Preferably when he was asleep or something similar.
If he
Perhaps
does sleep.
If he sleeps. However, it would be too difficult to track down his camp, as he is a druid, as you said. Nor would it be much more preferable to fight him in the city.
Fighting him here would, one, make sure that the only other person in the room is, well, Lord Raptor's a mage in his own right. Two, that it is damn well difficult to flee from here if Lord Raptor does not want you to.
Think of it this way, Geráck. At least confronting him in the Arcane College would limit the casualties.
Also fewer people to be taken as hostages.
It would also be quite limited in the forest, but if
We
that
can't
is
fight.
impossible,
He might sleep as a mushroom growing on the root of an oak tree. It's like, they do that. You have that power.
It would, I assume, take a druid to track a druid. I do not think that there is anyone trustworthy enough to track him for us.
Ajax certainly doesn't have glowing eyes or anything like that.
well,
And he is known for his shape-changing abilities.
if the rest of you are up for this, then I will be there to assist you.
And be free to throw me under the bus when this goes haywire.
No.
That
If you're down, so do I.
Think, man. There's no reason for more than one of us to You're not even agreeing to do this out of your own free will, more so to appease the rest of us. I do not want you to take the punishment.
I could choose to just stand by and do nothing. But I choose not to. Hence I will live with the consequences.
And frowns. All dwarves so stubborn.
Apparently so. Points to
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You see Leon nodding, stroking his cat.
Looks like they defeated just.
It's what makes us great, Dwohurim, and you know it.
A slight smile. Oh. Well, let's do it then. And he stands. Sooner rather than later. I suppose I would be sad to miss the party tonight, but I'm sure Red would understand.